Good morning, good day, good evening, whatever your time zone may be. It doesn't matter. You're here for VRL and VRL only. And today we're here for in Monza round nine. Round nine. We're getting close to the end of the championship. Steve, of course, still in the lead of the championship, chased by Marine, Aaron, Marco, and yeah, sorry, just had a little issue there. Sorry, my mic wasn't working, I thought. No, sorry. It's of course chased by Marine, Marco, Aaron, Phil, and Steve's in the lead, of course. So four people wanting to chase him down, and he we should be in for a good race again here in Monza. Quite a few drivers that are very quick. What more is that to say? Yeah, let's just run through the drivers a bit here. Marine and Ritbon in the Mercedes again, still winning on some drivers, of course. Tim in the Ferrari. Marco should be joining us. Luke and I believe Jamil in the Red Bull, if I'm correct. And then FIFA in there right now. He should be on his own, I believe. Then Phil and Aaron, and then Matthias and Sam in the McLaren. They've been still looking for some good points near the end of the season. Alright, Matthias running a special helmet for his grandma that sadly passed away just before the French GP. Then we have in the Force India we have a new driver, TTG Darren, sorry, excuse me, and then I believe we have, no, he's on his own, I believe. So he'll be running the flag for Racing Point, and Steve and Chavi for Alfa Romeo, and then we have Zevi who's changed his flag to Italy, and then Kunyal in the Toro Rosso, and Billy and Felix in the Williams. So just waiting on everyone. We still have some drivers that should be joining us. By the way, Maron isn't here, so let me just pick the chat up. Just my internet's a bit slow at this point, so just looking for the chat. There we go. Got it. I've got a chat here, so if you want to ask me any questions, hello, IRC Lion. Welcome to the stream. We're just waiting on everyone to join and ready up. Still two people then on here, but I think we're full, basically. One minute then until everyone's ready up. Okay, now everyone should be running up. Yes, they should. 7 seconds till we go. Finally on track. I can say I can finally speak on some racing action. So here in Monza, in the last 3 rounds, I believe, if my counting's correct. Yeah, last 3 rounds. 5 people going for the championship, of course, but Steve still with that very, very, very big lead. But as his recent performance shows, it hasn't been all too great and not all too consistent. So, uh-oh. Oh, yeah, no, we're fine. We're fine. It should be, oh, it's not raining in qualifying, like I predicted again. It's not raining then, for the first time in a long time, I believe, so... If you have any predictions, let me know in the chat. If you have any questions, you can also ask me. And the first one to go out is Felix in his Williams car. Oh, he's gone straight on. He's done a Nico Hulkenberg, but he's actually just hit the ball. I think a lot of people, just like in real life, are actually going to be wanting to get that slipstream. Of course, these guys do a lot of practice beforehand, also with each others, and in the practice sessions they do with each other. So there was already a few bit of frustration between the drivers on slipstream, waiting for each other, getting each other's dirty air, ruining each other's lap. So it's definitely going to be a thing this qualifying session, I believe. It's pretty busy out on track, as you can see. Only 2 guys not going out immediately. If I were them, I would be wanting just some clean air. I would skip the slipstream. Marco here has been one of the only consistent drivers, if you ask me. I think he's only had like 1 race where he didn't score any sort of form of points. So Luke in a slipstream for the Mercedes guys. I think that's not mine, that's Red One then. He does pull out, but it's got the slipstream. How is it looking between Felix and Felix actually has gone for the cleaner instead of the slipstream. Aaron had waited a long time. Just choose someone to focus on. We'll just get the lap that out of there. The first one. Yes, the first ones are going to be settled on Thomas Felix. And there's Williams car, what can he do? Oh, actually Phil's got to be here with a 1:19.3 and Felix ducks in behind. 4:10s behind. And oh, Darren nearly takes the time off Phil there. The newcomer in the Racing Point. Very quick driver, as I've heard. And Matthias settles 4:10s behind his teammate, but he's ahead of Rifle Coniel. And Luke has also moved up to P6. What can Mark that pills into the P2 pole? He made a mistake on his lap. Oh, little off-track excursion for so Phil on pole position for now. My prediction will be, that's Nick. Nick has spun round and hit the commercial barrier. He's gonna have to watch for some traffic. First one, he's the only one on the time lap for now. Sectors, yellow flag in sectors 1 and 2. And he's coming up to the line. What can he do? Oh, he's gonna pull into the pits. So for now, professional pole, it's Phil. No one on the time run for now, Billy, sorry. And he's probably gonna come into the pit as well. Yes, he is. Nick has also had a spinner. He's probably going into the pits. Chevy also into the pits. Marco, he's going to set a lap time. What can he do on his medium tyres? And he's also going to come into the pits for the second time in a row. Not even setting a lap time, that. Let's go on board for championship leader Steve. He's gonna cross the finish line right now. He's gonna come into this very tight chicane. It's gonna be very, very tricky to navigate in the first lap, of course. 18 drivers, so it's gonna be pretty busy. Could even be 19 in after qualifying. Coming up to I think that's corner 4 or 5, 6 here. And then you want to take a nice quick exit. You know, you can hit that curb, but you want to hit the gravel there. Then Lasmo 1 and Lasmo 2. Now coming up to Scary, one of the trickiest corners with a low downforce setup, of course. Just ask Sebastian Vettel, he knows that it's pretty tricky to navigate. And Steve takes it pretty good. He takes a bit too much curb on the coming into the corner, but it looks to be fine. And then coming up to the last corner. What a big nice and lay there. And then you want to get full on exit as there's a long straight ahead of you. And Mariah Mills at 1:19.2, 1/10 quicker than previous poleman Phil. And then what can Steve do? He goes P4 with a 1:19.5. What can the fellow man behind them do? So with his teammate, he's probably going to give his teammate a tow. He's definitely giving his teammate a tow here. And also trying to set a competitive lap time himself, of course. He's right up his back. He has to lift a little bit there. He has to. I wonder if it's planned or he's ruined his lap a bit, and then he goes in back to the pits. Red one, what can he do? Gonna take the shortest line up until the finish line. It's a 1:21, and he gets himself a nice cozy P11. Steve is meanwhile down in P7, and it's 2-3 for Haas. Can't take on the fight with this man, Ryan Olibol. Of course, the man who did a hot lap for this week. If you haven't seen that, check that out. Look, he's got his first podium last time out in Spa. He'll be looking to repeat it again. For now, it's only P6 in qualifying though. Billy is also on a lap with that toe for Brit one. He's gonna be wanting to take as much as possible. Oh! And they make contact, and that's Billy's Rebel. I think he just went completely on the inside. Brit one to go out of the way for him, but Billy just didn't wanted the slipstream, and he stayed committed to the slipstream, and eventually went straight up and into him. Not handy from Billy. He's gonna have to box and repair his front wing. With meanwhile 7 minutes to go in the qualifying session. What can McLaren driver Matthias do? He's P11 for now. He's already done his lap. He's gonna come into the pits for now, I believe. Yes, he is. He's outperforming his teammate right now, Sam. McLaren, of course, wanting that point. Wanting some points, actually, not 1 point. Marco finally on the lap here. I think it will be one of his better tracks, especially because he wants no ABS, and as long as there are not really too many very hard braking zones. Ooh, he locks up the left right there. Takes a lot of curve, but yeah, it's all about cutting the track as much as possible here, of course, inside the limits. He's coming up to the line right now, of course, going over that green line, and he's gonna go P12 only. Oh, not good, not good. Only he split Nick and Matthias. That FIFA meanwhile P10, the one-time podium scorer. Phil, what can he do? I think P5 in the championship. Yeah, I might have his P5. He's just about improving. So I'm gonna give him much at this point in time. He's gonna be wanting a 10th, and he's got a pretty dodgy exit out of that corner. Ascari. Can he do anything? Can he make up some of the time he lost into this corner? No, he goes a bit wide. Does he? No, he does get it perfect there. Mirai improves his time by a full on second. And Phil takes back his teammate, and Darren now goes for pole. That's a 1:18.8, and that's a 1:18.7 for Darren. Now that's pretty close towards each other, a 10th. Now every driver wanting to rush back to the pits, and meanwhile their two guys have left the hard drivers for some dust here. Aaron, who momentarily took pole or P2 from Phil. Sam is on a slow lap, and that's Cornell off on his flying lap. He's only down in P16. He's only wanting more. He has to be careful, of course, with overheated tyres. Zaf still hasn't settled that on yet. Chevy's all the way down in P17. He's gonna be wanting more, and meanwhile Cornell has spun his car again. He's gonna have to go into the pits again, and it's gonna be, I think his qualifying session basically over. And now he's definitely gonna have to rush back now. That might be his qualifying session over. Sam is gonna start his lap. DRS open. He's going points with his teammate. Most likely both McLaren drivers are moving away from McLaren next season. That's all done for next season. For now they're wanting to do the best for their current team. It's a bit of the grass that's going to scrap some P3. He's got a little too deep into that corner. Let's move 2. Now pushing the Scurry. Nice and late. Just, I think that's a little too late. That's gonna cost him a lot of time. It's got a little too late. Just about braking before. A little too late then. Tim has retired from the session. He's in P3, so it could be down to him willingly retire because there isn't much time left to do anyway. And Sam's gonna also have to come into the pits, even though he was at 10th up on his time. Richard nearly only proving by small amount. He's improved 2 seconds. I think he's cut the corner a bit. Out lap. Darren in pit, so he's qualifying. Oh no, it isn't over. I thought he was just about to go into pit. Felix already slams the brake, so he's probably gonna do 2 cooldown laps and 1 hot lap. Oh, Felix has retired from the session. He's gonna be sitting down in P4 then. What can the horse drivers do about that? Leading the constructors, but both drivers will be wanting more than a Constructors' Championship. Both want to win a championship, driver championship. That is, what can they do for 10th up right now? He is going to go and put himself in P5. And Luke immediately retires from the session. He's taking the maximum out of that. One! Steve! Out, and his qualifying is over. He's going to be down in P9. So, not the qualifying our championship leader probably wanted. And our hope is not lost. He's still in P9. And I don't see anyone taking that P9 off him. And Matthias' qualifying session also basically over. He's in P11. Nick, what can he do? Oh, loads of traffic ahead of him. That's not going to help him, is it? And Marine is being massively held up by Chevy. Of course, in compromise that is, gonna give him a slipstream. He's 50. Ooh. Oh, Marine has spun round. That could be down to this, yeah. And meanwhile, also ruins the lap of Nick. And now I only see 3 people taking that. No, 2 people are only able to take the pole away from Darren. Darren, I think, basically got the pole ready, but he's probably going to want to improve. Markham, meanwhile, finishes in P12. Rutvan finishes in P15. What can Phil do? The British horse driver. Zeb doesn't even set a lot time. What can he do? He's going to get himself up to a very nice P3, but can his teammate take it away from him? He looks to be very quick. If he keeps it up, he's going to take P3 away from his teammate. The German driver in the horse against his British driver against ours. Matthias finishes P11. What can Aaron do? He's gonna finish in P7. Oh, even though he's improved his time by 5 tenths. I think that's a glitch by the game. It says he improved by 5 tenths. That should give him in pole if that's true. Or P2, sorry. That should give him P2 if that's true, if he improved by that much. And Darren is your pole sitter. That's not a bad first qualifying session if you ask me. Nick got his lap ruined by Marine, who accidentally spun in front of him. What can Sam do? Can he better his teammate? Yes, he can! And it's pole position for Darren, and Nick has had it. He crashes his car. So it's Darren on pole, and less than a 10th behind him is Marine, and then 3 tenths behind those guys is Phil, Tim in P4, Felix in P5, Luke in P6, P7 is Aaron. He's going to be disappointed with that one. Billy P8, Steve P9, Darfifa P10, SU Racing P11, Matthias P12, Chevy P13, Cornel P14, Marco P15, I think a very bad surprise, Nick P16, Ridwan P17, and no time set for Xavi. He's going to be down in P18. So moving on to the race then, first information lap of course. Who do you think is going to win? Well, I'm going to put my money on Aaron. I think his race pace was pretty good. So just waiting for everyone to ready up. Session starts in 20 seconds. And here we go for the formation lap. Oh, Darren's a bit of a slow start, or better said, Marine's on a quick start. He's going to let Darren pass again. Yes, he is. Oh, he needs to be careful he doesn't let Phil by again. They go side by side into the first corner. Phil, Tim, Felix, Luke, Aaron, Billy, Steve, Darfifa, Sam, Matthias, Chevy, Cornel. Oh, they make contact. Oh, that's a bit dodgy by the game, isn't it? Cornel, Marco, Nick, Ridwan, Zaf. Those are the guys that will be taking on the Monza circuit today. Home race for Ferrari, of course. They got a man. Oh, disconnection from championship leader Steve. Huge for the championship if he doesn't get back for the race. Now he's back. Now it's just going to be the case. Can he take control of his car again? I hope so for him. Ah yes, I think he's got control of his car again. No, not yet. I think. Oh, if he doesn't get control of his car, that could be very nice for these guys. Marine, Phil, Tim, Felix. Those are the guys in the hunt for championship, of course. And I also forget Aaron, but he's had a bit of a nightmare qualifying. All the way down to P7. And Aaron's holding them right up. And Billy. But McLaren's are stuck on the grid. So those are look to be the only guys stuck on the grid. Darren lines up in his pole position slot. Marine lines up in his P2, Tim lines up in his P4, Felix lines up in P. Everyone's lining up. Steve, has he got control of his car again? I don't know, I'll have to see for the start. And Zev lines up into P18, the last place for this race. 5 red lights. 5 red lights. For the last 3 rounds of the championship. Let's go out and away we go. Marine looks to have a flyer. Looks to got it past Darren. And still has a bit of a bad start. Can he, Marine, do anything down the inside? There's some grass flying around. And everyone seems to be clean through turn 1. Which one did have to? Billy! Aye, Billy retired from the session. Darren still has his P1 from pole position. Aaron made up 2 places. Can Felix do anything to keep Phil behind? Ooh, that's a spinner, and that's the home hero, Tim. He spun his car from P5 and he's all the way down to P17. Last place for him. Meanwhile, both the Russells have made up some places. And Matthias with a fantastic start all the way down from P12 to up to P9, and he's in a very good scoring points position. Meanwhile, what I wonder has Steve even got control over his car? I can't find him. Oh, Breno and the Alfa Romeo of Xavi and the FIFA. Oh no! No! A crash between Phil and Felix. What the hell happened there? That's a disappointing race for Phil, but the meanwhile Matthias having the time of his life, fight against championship leader Steve. Look at the McLarens go. They're P5 and P6. They haven't run this high since I don't know, since season 1 must be. Aaron, no! Another DNF for Aaron. That's an absolute DNF fest for now. It's just Aaron has had a DNF, but he's still in the pits, so that's pretty weird, I must say. Darren still keeps his pole position. So it's P6 and P5 for both McLarens. That's a great job for them. P7 for Marco after always starting down at the back. Yellow flags again. Wonder what's that for? It's not from Marine. It looks to be a glitch. So this man's all the way down again in P14, and Aaron of course has left the session after having a DNF. I wonder what happened. Absolute mayhem occurred into the next few corners between Felix, Aaron and Phil. And of course also a crash between Xavi and Darth FIFA. And Marco's made a pass on one of the McLarens. Oh, actually, no, he hasn't. Sorry, excuse me. What? Matthias is already making his pit stop. Has he got? He's got front wing damage. No, Matthias, what have you done, mate? Oh no, he froze away. He throws away a very good solid finish, what could have been a very good solid finish. He has got some front wing damage, and meanwhile Sam is the only one flying the flag from McLaren in the points. Oh, it looked again to be a great day for Matthias after a very long time. Ends in tears once again. Now, these guys have kept their nose clean and are in the lead. Darren moves to one side to block the slipstream of Marine. Darren under threat from Marine down the inside into the chicane, and he's kept him behind, but Darren looks to get a Baron action and take him again into Les Mo 1. Can he do anything? That's almost an identical situation between Vettel and Alonso. This time they do leave each other to space, and Marine's ahead, and he's taking the lead of the Italian Grand Prix. The racer from Spa is now in the lead in the Monza GP. Ooh, that's a little too much of the good stuff for Steve. Meanwhile, Marco's got on past Sam. Sammy runs an amazing P6 and looking to get McLaren's best result. They don't have a higher finish than P8, I believe, or something. Tim, after his spin, completely on his own, I believe, is looking to make up some ground, and he's already got himself into the top 10 after 4 retirements from Aaron, Felix, FIFA, and Billy. And Aaron Ridwan has overshot himself into a scurry, and I think he's collected Zeph as well, who's picked up some damage. He's still in the race, but he's gonna have no front wing. It's gonna be a long, long way back to the pits. Zeph, miracle for Zeph. He's got no damage from that. He has lost some ground, but not as bad as you would think it would be. So that's a free position for both Matthijs and Phil. Sam is actually keeping up with Marco. Whether that's down to DRS or Slipstream, I don't know, but he's keeping up very well. Meanwhile, Moran is definitely pulling a gap towards Darren. And championship leader Steve is looking to extend his lead. After a very poor qualifying, he found himself in P4. Sam is still in the DRS zone of Marco. Can he do anything? Oh, he's overshot. Marco's overshot the corner a bit there. Good exit from Sam. Could mean an attack on Marco. He has got a good exit. He's gonna get the Slipstream. He's gonna have to DRS. He's closing him down already. Is he gonna have to think about a move into the chicane? No, I don't think it is. No, it's not. Marco again locks up, as he always does. Look, he's still on the threat from Steve, who looks to be way quicker than him. This is pretty huge for the championship, as Aaron has had another DNF and looks to be better. Yeah, I don't see him getting anything back now. It's just probably very hard for him to win the championship from this point. But the race isn't over yet, of course. Still a long, long way to go. Anything can happen. And Slipstream will do the job for Steve here. Is he gonna wait for the DRS, or is he gonna already risk a move into this corner? He makes a bit of contact, bit of a bump on his rear. And DRS and Slipstream does a job for Steve to go into the lead, or to go into P3, excuse me. And I missed the lead change again. Excuse me, very sorry for that. What happened there? I thought he was filling a gap, sorry. So Darren again into the lead of the Monza GP. And he's looking to win on his debut as Rowan has a little slippery exit of Lesmo 2, I think that is. Yes, it is. This is how far they are behind the leaders. Marco is now gradually starting to fill a gap again, as you would expect, but Stam is keeping a very consistent gap towards the rest of the pack, between Nick, etc. Zaf still in P11. He's being outperformed by his teammate, and his teammate is looking to overtake Tim. Or re-overtake Tim, sorry, your team. Look, it's trying to fall behind again. Ryan 7/10 behind Darren. Chevy is looking to attack Nick. No, Nick is the only one flying the flag from McLaren. See if there's any fight going on. Yes, Darren is starting to fill a gap again towards Moran. Do you think Moran has some damage? No, he hasn't. He looks to be fine. Or, no, yeah, it looks to be fine. Chevy looking to attack Nick. He waits for the DRS and slipstream. And he's already gone wide there. That's definitely gonna help Chevy. Chevy Mateos on niet vergelden. DRS slipstream for Chevy. And he's easily passed. He can't do anything about that, can he? No, he cannot. Tim still ahead of Daniel. Not pulling a big gap, you must say. Hey, that's a little wide for Marco, who's going to lose some time towards Sam again. So Marion is starting to lose some time towards Darren. He's having some ERS or something. Yeah, he's pretty low ERS, so that probably won't help him. And Nick's got a penalty, 3 seconds on a penalty, multiple warnings. Now it's the other way around now. And Luke pits. Very early pit stop, you must say. He goes on to the medium compound, I believe. That's a mediums. And Chevy and Tim follow, both Italian teams. And Nick Vergelder also has a penalty for speeding in the pit lane. And Chevy has got some damage he had to repair, so he's been jumped by Nick. And Phil takes full advantage of these guys and moves up to P10. I'll just show the tires, yeah, that's good. Yeah, but oh, look, saves it. Must have been a heart attack for him. No real battle's going on for now. Ooh, Red Ron with a little moment. And Darren and Moran are both into the pits. Moran fits the mediums and Darren does, I believe, does the same. And Sam has got a 5-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane. And Nick out of the race with, I think that's Coniel. And Nick has crashed in a very weird place. I think that's just here. Here's Nick lost it. And yeah, that's a very weird place to crash, and I think that did involve Coniel. Whether it was his fault or not, I don't know, but it definitely did involve Coniel. Coniel does continue on his merry way. Loads of crashes, I must say, this race. Only already 5 retirements. And the gap is still the same between Moran and Darren, and Zaf is up to P4 very fantastically. He's jumped his teammate Coniel. Of course, he still has to make the pit stop, and now he makes a mistake. Lasmo 2 goes too wide. And Steve now makes his pit stop a lap later than the leaders. He was 17 seconds ahead of him. As he closed the gap a bit, of course he goes onto the medium tyres like everyone else. And he moves up. Yellow flags, I think. Who's that for? I don't know. I think it might have been for Chavi as he lost quite a few places. Steve rejoins in P3, but not for long. He gets overtaken by the Red Bull of Luke. And he is passed. And Red Bull's now again in front of Steve. Very good strategy by Luke. And Trevor's past Matthias. Phil looks to pass Tim. Another very quick guy down the order. Sam looks to overtake not yet pitted Cornell, and he's got another penalty. I think he's already like 6 seconds worth of penalties. Steve looks to be quicker again than Luke. A great strategy has put Luke in front again, but Steve still seems to be quicker, even on the medium tyres. And he waits, probably gonna wait again here for the DRS just like he did the last time around he passed him. Darren Muir just the fastest lap, 1:22.4, very good lap time by him. Steve, DRS plus slipstream like everyone else. Can he do anything? Yes he can, even before the DRS zone he gets alongside him and now he's passed. Can he? And Marco overtakes Saf for P5 and Saf is now starting to fall behind massively. I don't know what tyre Cornell's on. He's also on the medium tyres, just like his teammates, so they're following a similar strategy. Meanwhile, Sam is in between the Toro Rosso sandwich. And Luke is already falling behind again. Steve just seems to be a bit quicker. Ooh, that's like so many other drivers, that's a little too much of the good stuff on the exit, just like Seth. Seth, hello? No, he hasn't spun. Luckily for him. Three seconds time penalty from Marco. And also Ridwan also gets a 3 seconds time penalty. No, Moron is time to close the gap again on Darren. Steve sets the fastest lap time. So he's also trying to catch up, but that's a lot of seconds to make up, of course. He's already starting to leave. Look for some chips. Phil behind Tim still, and Tim is behind not yet pitted Cornell and Toro Rosso. Ty's still all the way down in P12. His teammate is looking to be a bit better. Move on, 3 seconds time penalty for him. I think it's and Tim passes Cornell, question mark. Yes he does. Can Phil do the same, question mark? yes, Phil can, and there's a little contact between the two. Gives Phil a bit of a bump. But both Phil and Tim are past Canal, and I think now it might be time for Phil or Canal to come in, sorry. A big one passes Matthijs into the pits. As he goes on through a new set of mediums. That's an interesting strategy. Seth is still going pretty strong on those mediums. He is about to be passed by Sam now, I believe. That last grip, of course. Lamar needs to pull into the pits very soon. Tim also gets a 3-second time penalty. That's gonna help Phil. That's gonna help Phil for the battle for P8. Let's just right up, send us. And he passes the Toro Rosso in the Italian car. And the British driver in the British car goes past the Indonesian driver in the Italian car on the main straight. And I think it might now be time for Zef to come in and fit the soft tires. Oh well, I must say the soft don't last very long. I saw some yellow flag, I don't know what that's for. So Steve is looking very good to extend his championship lead. I must say Steve hasn't been very strong the last couple of races, but he's got such a big lead towards the rest of the field that he can take those very bad races. Of course, you don't always want to perform the best you can, but he clearly is. He's made such a big gap that he can have those races, and he's still going strong. He's been inconsistent enough at the beginning of the season, a bit like Hamilton in real life. Of course, he hasn't got the quickest. He hasn't been the best the last couple of races. Hasn't been the quickest the last couple of races, but he has such a big lead that it's simply impossible for the rest to catch up. And now with the speed 3, I think he's gonna make his rivals. He's gonna make it his rivals very hard to catch up again. Marco also looking to extend his points run. I think one of the most consistent drivers this season, but he hasn't won the race this season. That's I think the problem with him, that he's not in the championship fight. But he has been very consistent. I think he scored points all the way from Baku, so that's pretty good. Rick gets another 3-second time penalty. Meanwhile, the gap between Darren and Moran is still being consistent. Meanwhile, Zaf still doesn't pit. Has he even made a stop yet? Surely he has made a... No, he still hasn't made a stop. That same goes for Kunyal. So it's an interesting strategy by Toro Rosso. I don't think it will help him. Ooh. So it's all the way down in last place again. Another horrible day for the McLaren driver. But one up is definitely that Sam is finally doing some good job. Meanwhile, Kanyal finally does pit. And he goes onto the softs. Yellow flags for who is that? Hey, that's one of the... Oh, Steve! It's Steve! Who spun his car and is all the way down in P5 again. Has he picked up any damage? No, I don't think so. It looks to be clean. He spun his car again. Unbelievable stuff. And it's not going to do his tires any favours. And meanwhile, Luke and Marco move up to P4 and P3. And Steve, oh, you lost. I was talking about he hasn't been the best. He hasn't been the best of himself the last couple of races. He hasn't been as good as he was the last couple of races as he was at the beginning of the season. But Ah, again, spun this car coming out of, I think last one, I think it was. Not even a very hard corner to navigate. What happened there? What happened? I thought it was Xavi. And Luke's been passed by Marco. How did he catch up that quick? Tim goes past Zef, and Zef falling dust into the pit. Is he gonna drop out outside the top 10? I think he is. Yes, he is. Or is he gonna come out ahead of Red One? Yes, I think Red One is gonna have him, but of course Zef's gonna have way quicker tyres. Can Red One have him? Oh, I don't think so. Actually, sorry, my miscalculation. No, he's not gonna be having him, and he's gonna have to make up 6 seconds towards Xavi on the soft tyres in about 8 laps, so it's definitely doable. I think P9 is the maximum for the Toro Rosso driver today. Sam is still going strong in P5. Very impressive drive by him. Luke still looks to regain his P3. He has got another penalty. No, what he doesn't need to do right now is overcompromise. He's obviously got to be irritated that he spun again. But he definitely needs to keep his head down. Maybe even a P5, of course, will do the job. As Marine's only down him, it's only all the way down him. No, not all the way down. Marine's only P2, and his other rival Aaron's all the way down in the DNF place. So. P5 not as good as a P3, of course, but it will do the job for him to extend his lead, or not extend his lead, keep his lead in the championship. And again, and Luke down the inside. Ooh, Marco overshot himself. He cut the corner. He gets a 3-second time penalty for that one. I wonder how many. Let me just check the penalties. No penalties for Marine and Darren. Marco, 2 penalties. Two penalties, yeah. Luke, 1 penalty. So, and Steve, again 0. One of the drivers that hasn't been having a lot of penalties. 2 penalties plus 2 warnings. 1 penalty plus warning. So, for Sam, and I think the rest, Phil, no penalties for him. Tim, 1 penalty for him. So, what does Xavi have? No penalties for him. Zaf, I think Zaf has picked up a penalty. No, he hasn't actually, sorry. Another 5-second time, 3-second time penalty from Marco, so yeah, that's gonna have Luke again. Kanyal looks to overtake Rick one for P11s. It isn't gonna give him anything but some pride for the fight for P11. Meanwhile, Matthias is still running down, all the way down in P13. And this time his teammate is performing finally for him. Not sure whether he will actually finish on P6. 122 for Zaf, who's now got himself the fastest lap point. And Kanyal goes past Rick 1, goes Rick 1 post into the pits to go for what? To go for the fastest lap, or? Yes, I think he's got to go and try to go for the fastest lap. Zaf has got the fastest lap for now, and Matthias also passes him. Horrible day for these guys, Matthias and Rick 1. After they both probably had a crash. I think I want to get filmed as in the interview, as he was involved in that very weird crash between Felix, Aaron. Yeah, those were the guys that were involved. Yeah, I thought there were more people involved. No, but he was one of the guys involved. So Darren still extending his lead up to 3 seconds now. Ryan has put up a good fight, but it isn't going to be enough for the victory. Steve is closing down on Luke again, so that's fair play, but I think if I were him, I would just settle for P5. Personally, I would be happy with P5. Of course, I would be irritated that I wouldn't get a P3, but, you know, you're in a championship fight, and your gap is still pretty big, so it's not like you lose the gap. And meanwhile, Tim has left the section, as probably disconnected, as he was running a very good P7 after spinning out on the first lap. That means Phil moves up to P7 and looks to change down Sam, his fellow British, fellow compatriot. Sam, who should change it down. Ooh, little moment on the exit of Westmore 1. If you have any questions, of course, about the championship, just ask me. Feel free to ask anything, or some insights or anything. Luke is starting to come down to Marco again, but let's not forget Marco's quite a few penalties. Steve is catching up to these guys again. He's a lot quicker than Marco and Luke. But of course, with that spin, he's been promoted down again to P5. And Tim Newell turns back, and he'll be surprised to see, or maybe not surprised, but disappointed to see his car has been overtaken by Phil in the Haas. Lap 23 out of lap 27 again into the final stages. And meanwhile the ghost car has been lapped. Oh yeah, of course, people ghost now while they're being lapped. Which is a good thing. And ooh, painful. Oh, oh no, now it's disconnected again for Tim. Very sad for him, of course. A bit of a painful moment for Whitwell as he's about to be lapped by his teammate. And Ramon is closing the gap down again. And he does move out of the way. Ramon is closing down again. I'm not sure if it will be enough to Tim joins again. I think it won't be enough for Sam to keep P6 with all the penalties he has. Considering Phil has no penalties. Can he take control of his car? I don't think Tim is able to take control of his car. I mean, after winning your first race in VRL, that's pretty impressive if you ask me. Seth still hasn't closed down the gap on Xavi that much. Oh, Tim is back finally, luckily for him. But he'll find himself all the way behind Xavi, down in P9. And he really goes past again. Yellow flags for who that is now. Who's that yellow flag for? I can't see it. Okay, pretty interesting. Apparently someone just went a bit off track, I think. The gap is now 1.8. Mariah with the esports helmet. Steve is closing out on Luke again. 2 seconds behind. Tim, very unfortunate for him after spinning, getting himself all the way up to P7 again and then disconnecting, only to find himself all the way back down to P8. Very sad for him. I've read on it's been lapped 2 times. He's gone on the softs again. Also, it's on to close down a bit again, because last lap is about to start for race leader Darren. He still is followed by Marine. And Matthias had a very poor afternoon again. I think very impressive. Stammer's actually pulling away from Phil at this point and looks to keep his P6 at this point with 9 seconds. That should do the job. And Steve is still looking to make a last lap overtake on Luke, and he's got the move done, and he's up to P4. Very good coming off. He may even still get the podium position back from Marco. That's a pretty good drive after spinning out again. I think the most thing that has been lacking for most drivers this season is consistency. Well, also bad luck for quite a few people, but consistency just hasn't been there from quite a lot of drivers. Even from our championship leader, that he hasn't been that consistent after he won 4 races in a row. After that, things did start to slip away again, but he's looked to regain himself, or redeem himself again here in Italy. Oh! No, Marine has crashed. He's pushed the car too much, and he crashes on the last lap, which means Marco moves up to P2, and Steve moves up to P3. You'll be very surprised to see his championship rivals crash on the last lap. Unbelievable stuff for him. Sam moves up to P5, meanwhile Darren wins the race. Very impressive drive by him. Marco finishes in a very good P2. Can he keep his P2 though? It's going to be time penalties, I believe. Steve, does he get P2, P3? He gets P2. And Luke gets P4. He keeps his P4. And Sam, a very good job. He's redeemed himself in Italy. P5. Good job. Good job. And is he going to keep that P5 or is he going to lose it out to Phil? And Phil's going to crash himself over the finish line. Well, he better have finished. Yes, he has finished. And Sam keeps his P5. And very good job by him. Can Zaf overtake Xavi in the last stages? No, he cannot. Canal brings home a good point. Very good point, Mattarotto. And that's huge for the championship after both championship rivals of Steve crashed out in Monza here. Oh, he still has an unsafe penalty, so could it mean anything for Matthias? Could it be a double point finish for him? Doesn't look like it. No, doesn't look like it. But I just simply want to know what happened between Aaron, Felix and Phil. So that's why I'll probably get him on the interviews. Okay then, that's a pretty impressive race. I mean, Darren, who's obviously won his first ever VRL race here. That's very impressive, and Steve will probably be laughing the hardest right now after both championship rivals had a DNF for goodness sake, and it probably, I hate to say it, guys, but it makes things very hard for the other guys to catch Steve at this point. I mean, Steve even extended his lead. Anyway, I'm gonna go on to the podium interviews. Man, what a race! What a race! Just gonna make a party. Sorry, I haven't. Of course, being on my own means I haven't got a party yet ready, so I'll just have to invite the people. I'm gonna invite Darren, of course, if he wants to join us. Of course, no, I'm forcing no one here. Okay, I'm just gonna get Phil at first. Phil. Oh, Felix. No, I'll just get Felix in. He can explain what happened. Also as a bit of a make-up for not even inviting him in any of the press conference. Hello. Yes, this is it. You're new here, aren't you?
Oh yes, my first interview, yes.
Well, it isn't for a positive thing. If it's negative, what happened between you, Phil, and Aaron?
So basically, I had a compromised run, going out of Ascari. So
Yes.
I tried to, push Phil to the left side of the track. But I just didn't know Aaron was also there. So we just, yeah.
So you collided and you had some good hopes for this race, didn't you?
Sorry, what?
Did you have some good hopes for this race, or
Nah, it wasn't.
wasn't the best?
I didn't think it would be a good race.
Good race, okay. Well, moving on to our race winner then. Your VRL debut and you've won your race. Darren, how do you feel?
Sweaty.
Yeah, yeah, it was pretty close up until the end between you and Marine. He overtook you once and then you overtook him again. I missed that move onto feet, excuses. But can you talk us through your move that eventually got you the race-winning victory?
I mean, I was trying to get a second gap in the first 3 laps, but I couldn't do that. So eventually I just let him through, saved fuel and whatnot. And eventually I made the move and just went for fastest lap, which I ended up getting. And then I reckon his tyres went off and mine still felt fine. So we pit lap 10. I had a 2-second gap and I just held it from there until lap 27, where he crashed.
Yeah, I mean, very impressive. I don't think it's been done ever before, winning on your VRL debut, and not a lot of people have done that. So congratulations to you.
Thanks.
I want to thank the viewers for watching. I hope to see you next week. I believe Mexico in my head. I'm not sure, but I hope to see you next week at least, same time, and same drivers hopefully. Bye.